it was just a shitstorm that didn't need to happen. And I think, again, if that exact contract had been announced 3 months ago, no one would have fucking batted an eye. Ice is ready, and we are back with another episode of the Empty Netters podcast, brought to you by BetMGM. We're still here in the makeshift studio.
Hell yeah.
And I gotta be honest, I kind of like it.
I'm comfortable.
I'm very comfortable. I think it's cozy. We got some fall lighting in here. Makes me feel nice and chill. But I do have to admit, I did see a photo of our new studio the other day, and I was like, "Ah, shit, that looks sick."
I didn't even see it.
It looks awesome. They got us everything we wanted.
Damn, dude. We got a table?
Oh, we got a table.
We got a table?
Yeah. We've got the goods.
That's big time.
We've got the goods, but we've just been kicking back. Both of us at home, getting in our spots, just enjoying it. And, it's been cool. We had a nice weekend. Did you have a nice weekend?
I did. Actually, before we even get into the weekend, you know what I thought was funny?
Tell me.
In studio, it's always DP
I know.
here. And as always, CP right here. In-house, 180.
You're right.
Weird.
It's a mirror image.
Yeah, it's weird. Weird mirror. It's a funhouse mirror.
I think after years we need it though, because I've got a crick in my neck
Yes.
this way, and now I'm coming back this way, and I'm getting centered.
Yeah,
I'm getting centered.
This was healthy. This was
I'm
healthy.
balancing my life.
Weekend was good, dude. We had to shout out Edge. We had an epic dinner with Edge.
We had an East Side night with our boy
Yeah.
Edge.
On Friday, and then Saturday we had there was a bunch of friends I hadn't seen, so we did like a big night. Oh, I played the card game. I played the Friday Beers card game.
Did you?
Yeah, it's a sick pregame. They got
I'm gonna be honest. I don't. What is the card game,
dude? It's like, remember King's
Yeah.
Cup or whatever. Like wherever you pull a card and everything's something different. It's that, except like regimented. Like the cards say something. So one's like most likely to. You do the thing like most likely to sell feet picks for money.
That's fucking sick, dude. I gotta play this game, but playing that game would require me to go out, and I don't do that. This weekend was the best weekend ever, obviously.
Yeah, well, there was
Because
something happened.
our boy signed. Unbelievable stuff. Really, really funny how the last several weeks, this has obviously been a wild situation with Jeremy Swayman and the Boston Bruins. We, as people kind of close to the situation, have been very eagerly awaiting this deal to happen. And I also love how, truly as wild as this got, there were tons of passionate Bees fans who would hit us up and hit everyone up and be like, are we fucked? Is this over? Is he going to get traded? Is he going to this? Is he going to that? And I loved how, as wild and stressful as it got, I was always like, no, he's obviously signing.
Oh yeah. It was getting done, and it was getting done before the season started.
Yeah,
I know. Even he had said, the team had said, it'll get done by December 1st for sure, because that's when it had to get done. But I was always under the impression that before October 8th, when the first puck drop was going to happen, he would be signed.
And he is.
Yep.
8 years, $8.25 million per season, $66 million deal. Get fucked, Cam Neely. Just kidding. There's actually there was a report that said Louis Gross admitted the Cam Neely comment did kind of kickstart negotiations. Like, it forced him and Don Sweeney to talk. It forced Louis Gross to be like, what the fuck was that? That's not true. And then they're like, well, now that you know that's on the table, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about? So as we said, I'm not, other people said this too. I'm not saying like we were geniuses on this, but when this happened, we were like, that was a negotiation tactic. That offer had not been made. That was a tactic to get Louis Gross to go to Cam Neely and Don Sweeney and be like, what the fuck are you doing? But now he knows that that's on the table and they can keep talking. So it did help it get done. So you got to give some credit, got to give some respect. And ultimately, the deal is done. Your boy is back with the Bruins. He showed up immediately that day on Sunday, pumped out some hilarious videos, and he's back.
The number is, well, first of all, awesome for a fan of his. Yeah, like it's great. And dude, you said this earlier. I don't know, maybe you were just about to say this, but end of the day, it's just a good deal. Like it's fine.
Yeah.
Like everything's fine. That's a good number. Both parties should be happy. Just ignoring all the chaos that led
Yes.
to resolution.
I mean, I tweeted this from our accounts,
Yeah.
and I'll take the opportunity to say it on the podcast for those who don't have Twitter or don't follow us on Twitter. And if you don't follow us on Twitter, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
What I said was, and what I stand by passionately, Sway signs 8 years, 8.25. If on July 2nd, the day 2 of free agency, Ullmark had already been traded, Elias Lindholm, Nikita Zadorov signed to their contracts. There was X amount of money left in the Bruins cap, which was enough for this deal.
Yep.
If July 2nd, an announcement was made that said Jeremy Swayman signs with the Bruins 8 years, 8.25 mil, I think 90+% of logical Bruins fans and hockey fans would have gone,
great deal.
Good deal.
Great deal.
Good deal. Makes sense. So the one frustration I have is how outrageous this whole thing is.
I know.
And when I say that, I don't mean that it took this long. It's unfortunate that it took this long. Everyone hates that it took this long.
Mm-hmm.
The Bruins would have rather had Sway signed a long time ago. They would have rather him go to every bit of preseason. They would rather him be right now
with the boys,
with 3 weeks under his belt of practice with the boys. Obviously, they want that. Obviously, he wants that. But I'm also happy to say this is contract negotiations, man. Yep. It's a lot of money. It's important players. It's a team going for a cup. It's not a team on the rebuild. And they're like, yeah, like whatever. I'm not shocked. It's a bummer. I'm a little surprised, or I'm definitely surprised, but I'm not shocked that, oh, wow, this took a while. It was a huge contract. It was a big thing. That is not what I think is ridiculous. What I think is ridiculous is the commentary that started coming with this. The amount of fucking beat reporters who took this opportunity to vilify Sway and Louis Gross, to fire up a bunch of incels online, to speak their mind to their 122 followers and rant and rave about how much they hate the player or how much they hate the agent. It was just a shitstorm that didn't need to happen. And I think, again, if that exact contract had been announced 3 months ago, no one would have fucking batted an eye.
Question for you. I haven't even asked you this yet. The number is funny to me because I will say that I kind of always was under the assumption via some stuff that we've talked about on this show before and some stuff that I don't want to talk about, but just our intel. I was kind of always under the assumption that 64 was the number and the Bees were just never getting there. And then Neely said that thing, and I was like, whoa, dude, there's no way you've offered that, because I believe that would have got it done. And then that's kind of Sway's camp's reaction was like, whoa, dude, you've never offered that. And then to hear it come in at more, I was like, kind of either one of two things happened. They were asking for more than the 64, and they've met in the middle at 66, or the 64 debacle, public call-out debacle, made the number go up. You know, like,
I don't think that happened.
Me too. So it must be the first.
Yeah. Again, I don't want to say what we know and what we don't know, or if we know anything.
Yep.
But I think this is how negotiations work, people. If you're the agent, it is your job to go, we would like this number, and that number should be unrealistic.
Yes.
Because you need to set a high bar. So yes, I believe that their first ask was high.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely not 10 million per year.
Correct.
Can confirm that was not the number. The Bruins number was way
low.
And I will say it was disrespectfully low. I'm not the first person to say that. That's not me saying fuck the Bruins. Because again, from the team side, your first offer should be unreasonably low.
Yep.
Because you want to do something that protects the team, and your job is to meet in the middle. So yes, I do believe the number was over 64. I don't believe it was much over 64. I think it was right around exactly what he got, maybe a little bit higher.
And I love that he got it, especially after the 64 press conference. Because like, if this had just settled at 64, everyone would have been like, okay, they did it. But it's like a minor micro L.
I mean,
and now
it's $2 million.
I know, but it's just like, I just love that Sway gets that little win there after arbitration last year. He's like, I got 66 million reasons I can show up. Thank you very much.
It's fantastic. He should change his number to 66 and be fucking unbelievable.
But when do you think he's going to play?
I think he's going to miss at least 2 games. And here's the thing. we got into that. I think we talked about this on the last pod, but you had said it's we talked about preseason. Goalies really like preseason.
Yep.
Because you need to see NHL level shots. I think Sway would be the first to tell you that he's like, dude, I just showed, I haven't even, this is my first practice with the boys. I'm not playing tomorrow, you know? So I think he's going to miss at least 2 games. I think that's right. I think that's appropriate.
Dude, he needs some shots because can you imagine just parading out there against the Panthers tomorrow night and giving up 6 and everyone being like, fuck you.
Dude.
You're like,
it would be the most ridiculous narrative of all.
Yeah.
You're
like,
I just think he is, I think he is going to get a shutout in his first start, and it's just going to be the cheeky smile he's going to give off is just going to be so fucking delicious.
God, dude.
Let's fucking go. But I mean, here's the deal, dude. It was the Sorokin number. And I think it was always the Sorokin number. It always should have been. And if I may,
please,
may I have a platform?
Yep.
There's some stuff I got to say. And this is all positive stuff. I want to be very clear.
Yep.
A lot of talk about, you know, he you know, and when I say a lot, I genuinely think the people online who bother me, and I don't mean about Sway, I mean about any team, they really don't represent the fan base. They represent like 5% of the fan base. They're the people who are so delusional that they're like, I got to get online and scream into a void. That should not represent the fan base. But the people, whether you be in the media, whether you be a random person on your couch, who are like, he has not earned this. He is like, this is not the number. It's too high. It's too that. When you look at every NHL ranking anywhere online and you look at goalie rankings, he is top 5 pretty much unanimously.
Coming into the season.
And last season.
Yeah.
And at the end of last season, more specifically and more accurately. You look at Vezina odds. He's in the top 3 right now.
Yep.
So like, what does this say to you, people? He is rated this high.
Yeah.
So let's just keep that in our hat. Top goalie contracts in the NHL right now.
Hit me.
Number 1, Sergei Bobrovsky, $10 million a year.
Carey Price, 10.5.
Oh yeah, true. Carey Price, technically.
Tough.
But this is actually goes like we should keep that for this argument, but I'm going to eliminate that because he's not playing. Goalie's playing. Number 1, Sergei Bobrovsky, 10 mil. Number 2, Andrei Vasilevsky, 9.5. Number 3, Connor Hellebuck, 8.5. Number 4 and 5 tied. Ilya Sorokin and Jeremy Swayman, 8.25. Doesn't that feel about right? Especially when I'm about to say this. 2 goalies in their contract year right now about to re-sign. Igor Shesterkin, Jake Ottinger. Both of them will sign for what Sway just signed, or Shesterkin definitely
more, and Otter more and less.
I am certain Otter will go more, but he will never go below Sway. So people who kind of gave Sway shit for the I'm setting the goalie market comment, it kind of is, because Jake Ottinger now gets to go, I'm getting that. And he's right. It's just funny that there are people being like, Sway is not a top 5 goalie in the league. He doesn't deserve to be paid top 5. Yes, he does. And also, even if you don't think that, you're good for you, because he's not going to be. Literally in 9 months or less, he's not going to be, because Sorokin and Otter are going to sign for this or more. So you're good. And then the other one that really bothers me is this, dude. In 2013, the Boston Bruins signed a goalie. Do you know who that was?
Jerry Cheevers.
It was not.
Fuck.
Tuukka Rask in 2013, in July, signed an 8-year by $7 million deal. So 11 years ago, with inflation, with the cap going up, Tuukka signed a contract that was 1.25 mil a year less than Sway. And people are freaking out about this. Now, a huge thing is Sway hasn't played enough games. He hasn't done this. He hasn't done that. At that time, Tuukka had started 138 games compared to Sway's 132. In one season, he had started 45 games compared to Sway's 44. So I'm just confused where the outrage is. And when that stat has been brought up online, people are like, well, Tuukka took his team to a Stanley Cup final that year. Did he win that Stanley Cup final?
No.
No, he certainly did not. He won a Vezina that year. Great. Do you need to win a Vezina to get a contract?
Only if it's the top contract. If they gave Sway 10.5, I would hear he's never won a Vezina. He's never been to a final. I'm like, you got 8.25. You don't need a contract. You don't need hardware to have the best to have a top 5 contract.
Agree completely. So it just feels crazy to me how many people are making such a stink about this. And I think you just hit the nail on the head. It is this weird combination of issues where I think people keep thinking that Sway's contract was like $10 million. Like they're still mad about that. Like he's asking for so much money and he wasn't. And he also didn't get, he got a very appropriate contract. Mm-hmm. So it's just been a wild ordeal and people are ignoring stats and facts.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, listen up, you beauties. I'm going to take a quick second to talk to you about something that I think has legitimately become a game-changing product in my life. I'm not kidding. CBD MD has come into my life like this incredible boon of hope. It's a lighthouse in a stormy sea because it's genuinely become a cure-all for me with a billion different things. Never been a big weed guy. Hand up. Don't know what it was about it. Just made me bug out, anxious, never really liked it. And all my friends would say, oh man, you gotta have an edible. You gotta smoke a joint while you're golfing or while you're hanging around. Makes everything fun. It just didn't do that for me. So I won't lie. When people were talking about CBD, I was pretty anti the whole thing. Then CBD MD came into my life and I tried it out. You know what the first thing I did was? Your boy, hockey player, lost some chiclets in my life. So I've got some fake teeth in there. Recently, went to the dentist, had to get them replaced. My mouth was killing me. You have no idea. I couldn't sleep at night. It was driving me insane. And I hate the feeling of taking a million Advil every single night. I got to pop more pills for this. I got to pop more pills for that. Don't like doing it. All of a sudden, CBD MD came through. They've got all these different things you can take. They got a mixer. They've got gummies. They've got tablets. They've got everything. I started taking CBD MD. Pain went away immediately. And then I realized CBD MD can be used for whatever I wanted. If I'm hanging out on the weekends, want to chill with all the friends, maybe don't really want to have a bunch of pops, a bunch of mixed drinks, cocktails, because I got to get up early, got to hit the golf course. I got to wake up, watch a hockey game, watch a soccer game, something like that. Don't want to feel all groggy and hungover. Boom, CBD MD right there. They've got these gummies. They've got the mixer. The new mixer is amazing. It's 0 calories, 0 carbs, just a cool little tube. You squirt it into your water. You squirt it into anything you want. Some Gatorade. They got black cherry flavor. They've got unflavored, so you can put it in something like a delicious Gatorade that you're drinking that already has some flavor. Gives you that nice, cool, awesome, relaxed feeling. You're just zoning. You're in that flow state. You wake up feeling fresh as lettuce the next morning. It's unbelievable. CBD MD is just giving you this unreal fix, helping you with stress, anxiety, helping you with pain sometimes like me, helping you just chill out and feel good. It's got none of that bugginess, none of that tweakiness. You just feel awesome, dude. Like you're just chilled out the whole time. It's fantastic. Can't recommend it highly enough. So head to cbdmd.com and we're hooking you up. You're going to use promo code Friday and you're going to save 30% on your next order, including shipping. So if you guys want to have these great cure-alls for things like stress, sleep, anxiety, you want to just feel good, kind of chill out, you want to get into that flow state while you're on the golf course, maybe working on some school projects, working on work projects, and you just need to just get everything back down to that nice, chill base level, CBDMD has you covered. Check it out today. Could not recommend highly enough. Babes, you know that we have hooked up with BetMGM this year and all years because they are the greatest partner in the world. They're the greatest betting app in the game. BetMGM has everything you could want when it comes to the sports fix. It's hockey season. We've got the puck drop going, and we've got tons of action. If you've checked out our Instagram page, you saw we cooked up the juiciest goal-scoring parlays of all time. They're all going to hit. CP and I are going to make $1 billion. We're going to fly you all around the world because all of a sudden BetMGM has hooked us up with the greatest things in the world. As usual, that's what BetMGM does. You want to bet on hockey? You want to bet on football? You want to bet on the NBA that's coming out right now? You want to bet on college? You want to bet on, well, what are they doing in India? They're doing curling. They're doing polo. They're doing, I'm forgetting something, cricket. You want to bet on any of that? It's on BetMGM. BetMGM is the best sports book in the game. They're going to get all the action that you could ever want, you could ever cook up. Make sure you get in on that with us. We're going to be doing gambling shows all season long to make sure you guys know what is hot, what the best picks are, and we want you to get in on the action with us. So you're going to get BetMGM right now. You're going to stop what you're doing. You're going to hit pause. Well, don't hit pause because I've got more information for you. After this, you're going to hit pause. You're going to download BetMGM. And you're going to sign up using promo code NETTERS, NETTERS. And what that's going to do is this. When you get BetMGM with netters, you can bet up to $1,500, 1,500 smackers. And if you lose it, guess what? BetMGM gives it all back, and you can do it again. What other sportsbook is doing that for you? Let me check. None of them, because BetMGM is the GOAT. Make sure you get it today. Make sure you join in on us with all this action, all this spicy bets, all these parlays. They're going to be fantastic. Join us now. Do it. BetMGM has you covered. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 in Massachusetts. 21 plus only. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP in Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 in Puerto Rico. First bet offers for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. See BetMGM.com for terms. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico.
Okay. I want to now, Dan, discuss the first 2 eps of the Amazon show that everybody's buzzing about, that everybody's
Just
seen.
the first 2 eps.
That's all.
Not
it's
the
out,
whole
right?
show. The entire show is available.
Oh, I was told 2 eps are out.
No, sir. I believe
Amazing.
the entire show premiered. All 6 episodes are out.
All 6. Well, I only want to talk about 2.
Fair.
No, I think you've only seen 2, right?
No, I've seen 4.
Okay. 4 eps.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any. So what'd you think?
Here's the thing, dude. Everyone go watch this show
Mhm.
because it is good for hockey. You should tell friends to go watch it. You should make sure that non-hockey fans know it's a thing. I love the show because I love all the guys in the league. I love the guys that are featured. It's so cool, seeing them and watching their episodes and seeing all the things that they've had to say in their journey. And as hockey fans, I'll devour anything hockey. If we're just being honest, I am unimpressed with the show.
Damn.
And I hate saying that.
Yeah.
For me, dude, this show has been pitched to people and marketed as Hard Knocks and Drive to Survive. It wants to be Drive to Survive.
Yes, it does.
And I will also say I fucking love what Amazon is doing with hockey stuff.
Yeah.
And Coast to Coast is coming out, which I can't wait for. And I love that this show exists. The part where I've been unimpressed, dude, is what this show should do is give all the insights and all the inside stuff that it's doing that gets people like us fired up. But it should tell a narrative story of the past season so they can get fringe hockey fans or non-hockey fans to go, holy shit, is this what the NHL season is like?
Yeah.
And that should get them into hockey to watch hockey. Right now, if you watch this show, you watch episode 1 and it's like best of rivalries. And it's all about Pastrnak and Willie Nylander, their relationship when they used to play together in Sweden, and then them playing in the first round of playoffs together. And then the episode ends with the Bruins beating the Leafs. And you go, cool. All right, we're in playoffs. Episode 2 starts, and it just randomly covers Jack Eichel and Philip Forsberg in a great way.
Yep.
Love both those players. It's fun stuff. But there is no storyline that makes sense. It's like they're talking during the regular season. And like they're talking about like, oh, Nashville got their U2 trip canceled, and then they went on a winning streak.
Yeah.
And they're talking about Jack's surgery and his departure from Buffalo. So if you are not a scholared hockey fan, you're going, hold on, what's happening here?
Uh-huh.
We were just in playoffs, and now we're like, is this the beginning of the season? Are we Tarantinoing this? Like, what's going on now? And then that episode gets into playoffs for both those teams who aren't playing each other. And like they both lose, and then it's like the end of the season, and you're like, okay, all right, so playoffs are over now.
Yeah. Why?
And then episode 3 is about Sway,
Yeah.
and it's just like it's all over the place. So again, if I'm a fringe or non-hockey fan, and I'm going, this maybe will get me into hockey, I have no clue what's going on as far as the narratives of the story and how the season or narratives rather of the season and how the season unfolds.
Why can't Drive to Survive is great because it just goes linear through the racing season.
Dude, the racing season ends, Drive to Survive season drops.
Yep.
And it's like, here is a
Here we go.
recap of the entire season following cool storylines with different drivers.
And this was one of my biggest knocks about the golf one, which is it does what you just described, where it's like, hey, we're following JT as he like wins the PGA championship or something.
Yeah.
And then, which is like the end of the year, or they moved it up, but it's like, in the middle of the summer. And then the next episode is somebody else like at the British Open. And then the third episode is someone else back at the PGA.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh wait, I already saw this episode, and they're like, oh no, we're just following a different guy.
Yeah.
Drive to Survive gets lucky sometimes where they're like, ooh, we were embedded with Ferrari at Monza, and they fucking won. How lucky is that we were there?
Yes.
So I wish it had been, wow, we were embedded with Pasta. How lucky is it that he scored the OT winner in Game 7 against the Leafs? That's fucking gas. But if you're unlucky, so be it. Just kind of take me through the hockey season.
Yeah.
Or I would hear each ep being one guy, and it's completely, and it's almost like the whole season. Like we cut a 60-minute ep of like, I was with Pasta for these 3 months.
Yeah.
And then you got this far in the season. Next episode, I'm with Forsberg for these 3 months. And, I don't care. I'm willing to ignore the linear if it was more of a like deep dive on that person and team almost. And you're like hearing cool storylines about that shit. And I'm like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter about the linear. I feel as though I haven't watched yet. I'm going to this week. Feels as though they tried to do both kind of.
Yes. And I understand it. It's hard to get players to agree to be featured. It's hard to figure out what to follow. But I just think a producerial note that I would give is you should start at the beginning of the season. Like if they're doing season 2 of this, they should start right fucking now.
Yeah.
And they should get an entire season's worth. And you should try to find like up to 12 players on teams who you were like, they're going to be in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So then the final episode can be the final round. Like it can follow McDavid and Matthew Tkachuk. Like there'll be snippets from all season long, and then that final episode crescendos with them in the Stanley Cup against each other.
Yep.
Like that is what the show should do, because it should be a delivery of 8 to 10 episodes where if you didn't really pay attention to this past hockey season, you watch and you go, I feel like I just got a intoxicating taste of what happened last year's hockey season.
Yeah.
And I am fired up for next season. I also think, I'm curious what you think about this, is they tried to sync up the drop with this with the first game of the season. Yeah. I think that did not go well at all. Like, dude, for example, you are not only a huge hockey fan, you work in hockey. You did not watch the show when it dropped because you were like, it's day 1 of the NHL season. Like I'm watching the fucking Sabres and Devils play. I'm not watching this show. This should have been we're in the doldrums of summer, desperate for hockey content. August drop. Here's the show.
Because it dropped Friday, right?
Yes.
I kind of hate too I was just gone all weekend.
Friday drop, dude? I was like, dude, are you insane?
Back, So yeah, I know they want it to like, you can binge all weekend, but I'm like, dog, people binge during the week.
Dude, 100%.
Not like the weekend, I'm busy, dude.
100%. And again, I know it's a streamer. Like Drive to Survive isn't a like Tuesday. It comes out and you watch it. But again, Drive to Survive season comes out, correct me if I'm wrong, not during the racing season.
I think so. It's either all after or it comes out like
maybe right before.
Yeah, there's like the beginning eps from the earlier in season are out while the season is still finishing. But it's
either way. I think it's awesome. I need better execution as far, because here's the thing, dude. Hockey fans are already watching hockey. I'm so sick of like dude. If you want this to be successful, you can't make a show that's for hockey fans. You need to make the show that's going to get new fucking hockey fans. And I'm not saying the show isn't doing that. I'm certain it is doing it, but it could be doing it better.
Yeah, because certainly that's what Drive to Survive did.
Yes. Drive to Survive made, I'm sorry, like diehard F1 fans, you're going to jump on me and we can go on Red Flags and talk to the squad about it, but they would be the first to admit, because I'm pretty sure it happened to them. Drive to Survive made people F1 fans, and people are now diehard F1 fans. So it's just crazy to not try to mimic that by being like, we need to take a shot of adrenaline and stick it straight up people's buttholes about hockey and get you fired up about the NHL season and go, I had no idea that there were this cool of characters in the NHL and that this much drama was going on in the NHL.
Because that's what we need, dude. Yes,
we were calling last year drama season, dude. There's none of that in this show. Like that shit needs to be dumping out the pores of this show. And that's what I need moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to watch.
Speaking of game 1 of the season, Devils, Sabres. Friday night, Devils win 1-4-1. Markey makes maybe the save of the year.
Dude, we were talking about Sway, like you said, like, oh, I hope he gets a shutout his first game, because like, what a thing.
Yeah.
Bro, Markey to show up in New Jersey and be like, I was the missing piece.
Dude.
And have a great game, win 4-1 with an empty netter. And make that save. Just like, you're like, oh, That is exactly why we signed
It's
you.
insane.
Like, that's such a good feeling when you're like, yes, this is exactly why I'm here.
How do you think he walks around with his balls weighing as much as they
Yeah.
do? What a good feeling that must be.
I think
Like you brought
yeah.
in as the savior, you're going to change shit. And granted, you're playing the Sabres. No offense,
Or
Sabres. You guys know I love you. But those were shit kickings, dude.
Dude, yeah. And
4-1, 3-1. Like, Tage finally gets on the board in game 2. Owen Power gets on the board in game 1. We needed that.
We need Tage.
We've got
Thank
a
you so
nice
much.
BetMGM parlay with Tage scoring over 40. Well done. On pace to
Yep.
do it. Yeah, I just think that those 2 games, and both Devils fans and Sabres fans, spit in my face if you want, because like I know it's early. It's just 2 games. But did those 2 games not perfectly paint the picture of what we predicted for both of these teams?
Yes.
Like everything we have said about the Devils was the boys are healthy. Jack's going to be firing. The defense is going to look insanely strong, even without Luke.
Yep.
Seamus Casey's going to arrive to the party, and Markstrom's going to be a game changer. Literally every single one of those things happened.
Dude, Casey.
Jack Hughes looks like a fucking possessed man ready to score 120 points. Seamus Casey toe drag nip job in everyone's face, and Markstrom makes a save of the year candidate save. Save. And like the Sabres just looked fucking spineless, dude.
And
they got no gumshoe.
I knew they were going to swap goalies, so Allen got the win in game 2 for the Devils, but it's such a tough look for the Sabres. And dude, it was 3-3 actually, because that one was an empty net. So it's 3 goals. Like the league average is high over 2.5, I'm sure. So it's not like they got pinballed, but it's so brutal that the Sabres, UPL and Devin Levi start and both get lit up and lose. And I'm like, damn. Like you got 2 goalies, you got no goalies, dog. And you might have no goalies.
Tough that they both got beat pretty good. But I just think if you're the Sabres fan base right now, you are doing you're going, God damn it.
Yep.
Same shit, bruh. Not a good start to the Lindy campaign.
Yeah, which, well, I'm not getting into that again, but yeah.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this before. We actually talked about it with Brady Tkachuk last year when they were doing Global Series.
Yeah. And
we always have talked about that Bees trip to start their cup year. But you hear it all the time from these guys when they go on those huge Euro trips that it can be super bonding. Like when teams have successful seasons that did that, they always cite it, where they look back and they're like, hey, dude, it was all the boys on the road together, figuring out what we're about. And this could be cool foreshadowing for a sick Devils run. If they're like, it all came together there, dude. New coach, new guys, like adjustment after last year. We went to Europe and pulled it together. And, that launched us off the right way. I'll be interested to see how
the Prague boys.
Yeah.
You think they're going to be the Prague boys?
I think they might be the Prague boys all year.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah. Do you know Prague looks like Paris in an overhead drone shot, which is why most movies that have scenes in Paris, Born Identity, for example, are all shot in Prague.
What do they do about the Eiffel Tower?
They build one out of paper mache.
No,
and it stands in Prague for the month of shooting.
No.
And some tourists go there by accident. And they actually have a great, there's a whole market for tourism dollars thinking they're in Paris. And then someone goes, that's paper mache. And local kids throw rocks at it. And they go right through. And then it all falls apart.
Is it to scale? Or is
it's to scale. It's to scale.
You're telling me that doesn't blow away?
No, dude. Paper mache is heavy as fuck. Dude,
it's actually kind of
true. It's like wet paper towel cement or something.
Isn't it newspaper most often?
Yeah, maybe it is newspaper.
You're telling me that in the city of Prague,
this is what I'm telling you.
Maybe 6 months of the year, there's a papier-mâché Eiffel Tower.
I'm actually saying it's not to scale because it's bigger.
It's bigger.
There's the Vegas one, the Paris one,
the Prague one. You know how many times I've been duped by friends in Vegas posting on their Instagram?
That they're in Paris.
It's not even just Paris. It's everywhere. Yeah. Like they're in the...
Oh, yeah. You could be anywhere.
You could be in the Venetian.
You could be anywhere.
And you could be posting... You could be on a gondola and you could geotag Venice, Italy, and I'd believe it.
Yep.
There's a lot of places.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's crazy. None better than Prague and Paris, though.
Do you think that some people go to Vegas who want to do a Euro trip, but they can't afford it, and they go, we're just going to go to Vegas and we're going to act like we're in Europe?
Dude, Yes. And I'm just realizing now.
Do you think that's depressing?
Yes. Well, no,
or don't knock it till you try it.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Because then, dude, you hit the tables.
Yeah. Then you can afford to
play some craps.
Yeah.
That could have been something different.
Yep. Boom.
Toss the dice. Next thing you know, you're paying for a Paris trip.
It's just now occurring to me that Jack might have thought they were in Paris this whole time.
Why would he think that?
Because it looks just like
because of the papier-mâché.
Yeah, he might
Tower.
have been like when we talk to him next, I might be like, "How was the trip?" And he's like, "Paris is amazing." The boys bonded.
Dude, he knows he's in Prague. He was doing interviews talking about the Czech fan base.
We gotta double check on that because I'm not sure.
We could double check. There's a chance that someone on one of those two teams was like, "We're in Paris."
We're in Paris. God,
because they saw the paper mache.
Yeah.
So we're confirming there's a paper mache Eiffel Tower in Prague.
Well, it depends if someone was shooting there recently.
Someone send us a picture of that because there's Czech people who listen to this podcast.
Yeah, and they'll know.
And they'll know if that's true or not.
I can't wait to see it
because there's no confirming or denying this just yet.
Correct. Yeah,
I've not been to Prague.
Me neither.
I couldn't tell you,
but I have been to Paris, so I can assume. Actually, I haven't been to Paris. But
I was like, no, you haven't.
I was going to make the joke. It was for the joke, but if I had been to Paris, I could have said I've been to Prague.
I'm going to Paris next month, so I can confirm. I'll be able to confirm.
No, you've never been to Prague.
Well, let me finish. I'll be able to confirm if the Eiffel Tower is in fact made of steel or not.
Yeah, okay, that would be good.
I'll send you guys a nice knock test.
Dude, throw a rock at it. That's what they do.
Yeah,
in Prague.
if it doesn't go straight through, I might get arrested. Some French police officer comes up to me and goes, "Did you just throw a rock at the Eiffel Tower?" And I go like this: "I had to make sure I'm not in Prague, sir."
Throw a rock at
Monsieur.
Yeah. And he goes, "Oh no." He goes, "You check." You throw a rock at it, and he goes, "You check." And you go, "Yes."
And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "You were thinking Prague, right?" And I go, "Yeah." My bad.
Turned around. I got turned around.
Got to double check, dude. Get it?
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like this. You've been around the block, dude.
Pays you money.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
That was thick.
It's great stuff. Oh God! All right, what do we got next, dude? What's going on?
We got a league altering signing.
Talk to me about it.
Max Pacioretty. After his PTO with the Leafs, they make it official. They were flirting. They were doing hand stuff. They saw each other every other weekend. And then eventually Toronto said, "What are we?" And he said, "I'm a 1-year guy."
Wow.
And they said, "Okay, boom, let's make it official." $873K. Red. What are his incentives again? So he plays 10 games. He gets another $300K. Plays 30 games, 35 games. That gets another $300K.
Sick.
Dude, but Red was talking about this earlier. Giving someone a $300K bonus for playing 10 games makes me feel very unconfident about your belief of how many games this person
might play. I was like, that does not instill confidence if I'm a Leafs fan. I'm like this, 10? And I mean, $300K to the Toronto Maple Leafs is nothing. That's couch money.
Yeah.
But I am a bit like, Jesus Christ, is this guy made a dental floss? What's going on here?
But Dan, in 47 games for the Caps last year, he went 4-19 and 23. Not crazy, right? Mm-hmm. But in 2022 and 37, he had 37 and 39 for Vegas. And that's not a full season either. But injuries crushed him in Carolina. They crushed him in Washington. He's going to play third line in Toronto, probably.
Probably. But like we said, I don't know, right? Like we were looking at those lines. I could see him playing top 6 for sure.
Yeah, but I think you're
telling me Domi. He can't. Why though?
But they do. He played good last year.
He did, and Domi's a great player. But Domi to me is a perfect third line player. Like go out there in your third line and grind people down. Yeah. Like Max Pacioretty, you're telling me he can't be a Mark Recchi for this team?
Well, that's kind of where I was headed. I guess no matter where he plays, bro. If he plays.
Have him be Erod for the Panthers last year.
If he has 50 points this year,
it's a huge win,
dude. It's not only a huge win for him, but it's like the Leafs. I've said, I got torched by the Leafs last year because I was like, they're going to be sick. If Joe Wall is good for the millionth time, if they get 50 points from Pacioretty on a middle 6 position, that just gives them depth scoring that they haven't had in a while. Like they've been those top 4 guys. Like they brought in Bertuzzi, they brought in Domi, but even this would be.
But isn't that not their problem? Don't we always talk about this? I don't think depth scoring is this team's problem.
But I just think that would be a massive boost for this squad.
Oh, no doubt about it. And I love Patches. I think he's a great player. The one thing I didn't love was his most recent press conference where he was like, "This is the hardest environment I've ever been in."
Dude, that Berube camp, bro. Oh my God, he's yelling at everybody.
Felt like the most
everything's different here.
Felt like the most transparent lie I've ever heard.
Never been.
Felt like a guy who just signed a vet min who's trying to be like, dude, I'm committed. I'm here, and I'm going to win you all over by saying something nice that all Leafs fans want to hear.
Dude,
that's the hardest environment you've ever been in.
It's incredible. He's so tough on those guys. Matthews is getting chewed out every drill.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Dude, I want the Leafs to be good. And yes, I do. But what's fucked is I don't want them to be good in the sense that Chief came in, changed the culture. They become more, they're never going to be blue collar, but they become more blue collar. They win gritty, blah, blah, blah. I want them to be good in the exact opposite way. Like they just go harder into what we all thought the problem. I want the Leafs to win every game this year 9-8 and be like, what, dude? And I hope they finish first.
I
and
do.
Matthews scores 80, and I'm like, hell yeah. Dude.
I do kind of want. We talked about Red said the inmates running the asylum. Like I want Willie, Mitch, and Austin to all have like 60 goals and then just be winning these barn burner games.
And like,
and it's just like it's unhinged here, but they're balling.
And it wasn't the plan at all.
Yeah.
Like they were like, that's not what I thought was going to happen, but now it's what's happening. And I'm like, fucking cook, dude.
That would be great. It sucks because the entertainment that comes from their misfortune.
Mm-hmm. I just wish it wasn't us, dude. Like
it's unfortunate that I find it funny.
Because
I love Austin so much. I love Willie so much, and I want to see them win.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that it's funny. Because it's been other people, right? Like it's Biz. Like I love watching Biz hitch his wagon to them and then be like, motherfucker, we lost again. And it's just like all of these poor Leafs fans like dying in Toronto, and I hate it because I find it funny.
Yeah, I say again, if it wasn't the Bees, and actually, I'm pretty sure I said this in the playoffs last year, and I mean it. If the Bees and the Leafs play in the playoffs this coming season, this season I have high hopes with these, but last year certainly, and the Leafs had just won in 6 games, I would have been like, it is what it is. That's a really good Toronto team, and they're probably top to bottom better roster.
Oh, I'll admit, right here and right now, I was very prepared for Boston to lose that series.
It was just when the Bees went up 3-1, I was like, well, we can't lose now.
Oh yeah,
it's like
sure can't.
It's not happening. Yeah. Not to them.
Yeah, and then in games 5 and 6, the Bruins forwards decided to stop scoring goals.
Dude, this is what I want. Actually, I want Toronto to go in the wild card and then get kicked over to the other side.
Hey,
then go fucking dick down the Met.
That could happen.
That would be sick.
That could happen.
Leafs Rags round 1.
Unbelievable.
That'd be sick. Those two fans. Dude,
listen,
that would be wild.
Pacioretty could be good.
It's a great signing, dude. I actually think it's a massive signing. It's gonna be really cool.
Could be good. Let's go from an older guy to a younger guy.
Do it.
Connor Bedard getting a little feisty out there.
Yeah, dude. Bedard, badass Bedard. Everyone's calling him that.
They threw an A on his sweater, and it stands for angry. I was off the cuff, dude. I didn't think about that.
Dude, wow.
Stands for angsty.
Angsty, angry, aggressive.
Oh. Agitator.
Asshole. Oh, agitator.
Whoa, dude.
Sorry. I thought you were saying asshole.
Take it easy, dude. He's a teenager.
He's just a child. He's a boy.
Calm down.
I don't know what I think about it, to be
honest.
Does
it bum you out that you could be Bedard's dad?
No. I think that's cool.
Nice.
So could you.
No, not really.
Yeah, really.
No, it'd be weird.
Yeah, fair. You'd be like, whoa. And I'd be like, whoa.
For you or for me?
For you, it'd go, whoa.
No. For me, it'd be like this, ooh.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's a yikes. For you, it's like oh, damn, you got started early.
Yeah, you go, oh, whoa.
You fucking old bitch.
You bag. Bedsy, dude,
is that the chair creaking or your bones? You bag of dirt.
Neck. I'm not used to looking this way. Bedsy is, I think it's cool. Here's my take on it. I think it's cool that he's like, I'm in the league. I'm a superstar, but you can't. Yeah. I'm not taking no shit. It's a little You know how people would dog Sid all the time? And I'm not excusing this either, but like Sid would be like sack tap guys, and it's like, fuck off, dude. Don't do that. The few clips I've seen are a little like lower back cross checks for.
That is, by the way, not talked about enough. It's the only bad thing about
correct.
Sidney Crosby.
Correct.
He cup checks a lot.
Yep.
And I'm like, stop doing it. Stop doing that. Like, what are you doing? He can cross check me in the back all day. The cup checking is the most out of character Sidney Crosby thing in the world.
Yeah. So I think what I think is fucked with the Bedard situation is it's because he's small too. I think that's a factor that he's like, you can't push me around, dude. I know you think I'm small. I will
not be trifled with.
I will not be trifled with. But you are small. And I would love you to
you will be trifled.
Your jaw broke because you are trifleable. So maybe just leave the trifling alone.
But maybe him getting in the shit. I mean, like, he's the same size as Marshy. Marshy's jaw doesn't get broke. It's because Marshy knows how to play in the dirt.
Yeah, and Bedard doesn't. And Bedard's jaw been broke. And once your jaw is broke, it's easier to get broke, just like everything on Earth.
Nah.
Yep.
That's not true.
Dude, so like
I broke my jaw. My jaw is not broken again.
Watch this, dude.
Don't break my jaw.
Like that would have gone, just so you know.
So it would have turned to dust, dude.
If he goes like this, if someone goes like whack, and he goes whack, and then they go shove. Probably last year, someone
jumps in.
This year, he goes shove, and then they go swipe, jaw. 6 months.
Shit.
And I'm like, don't trifle, dude. Why are we trifling?
Because I think he learns. He goes, I'm going to get in it. I'm going to get in the mix. I'm going to get in the mixer. I'm going to start throwing punches. I'm going to start motherfucking guys. Because I think it's a respect thing, dude. I think they go, okay, Connor, I see you getting in the mud here, rolling up the sleeves, getting dirty, getting some grit under your fingernails. And now they're not going to even swing at his jaw.
No, they are.
They might not, though.
They are. I think
this is how you get tougher, dude.
I think if he scores 50, they go, don't hit him.
Steel sharpens steel, dude.
Yeah,
that's what's going on.
Steel breaks jaws.
Not if it's made of steel.
Well, it's not.
But you don't know that.
Yes, I do. It's already broke.
But they put a steel plate in.
Steel sharpens steel. Steel shatters brittle bone. And I have confirmation.
No, you
that
don't.
He has brittle bone.
No, you don't. He's got strong bones. He's a young boy. You have brittle bones. I can hear him creaking all day.
Nexus scan. I have good bone density.
I thought you had bad bone density.
Horrible bone density.
Yeah, because you're an old bitch. Dude.
No, but it's had nothing to do with age. It has nothing to do with age. And in fact, Bedard has brittle bone density.
No.
Because he got barely clipped on that check.
Connor's jaw is bricked up, dude. It's bricked up.
Stay out of the trifling, dude.
No. Hey, Connor, get in there, dude. Get in the mix.
If he gets hurt this year due to trifling, then you will pay for this.
I will feel really bad.
Yep.
I will feel really bad, but this is the price that we pay. It is what it is.
Taking a quick break to talk to you guys about our new partner, Everyman Jack, the OG men's styling company. I got Everyman Jack coming out my ears, almost quite literally. Look at this flow. Everyman Jack, I'm in my house. Everyman Jack is everywhere in our house right now. I got a body wash with Thor on it. Are you kidding me? I'm smelling so fresh every time I'm going out on dates because I've got a Thor hammer body wash. It's unbelievable. We got bars of soap. They got beard stuff. And then don't even get me started on the hair. Check this out. I'm not kidding. Boom. Everyman Jack clay. How about that? Boom. Everyman Jack fiber cream. Boom. Everyman Jack thickening paste. I used to put maple syrup in it. What do you think keeps it up? Slick. Now I got this stuff. All right. It's incredible. The clay is awesome when my hair's mostly dry and I want it to hold better. The paste almost has that wet look, which I low-key love because every time I come out of the shower, my hair's wet and I'm like, God, my hair looks so sick right now. And then it dries and it goes away and I never know what happened. Thickening paste works every single time. They're naturally derived ingredients, outdoor inspired themes. So even if you're not an outdoorsy guy, you're going to feel outdoorsy when you're with Everyman Jack. It's like cedar wood, sandalwood, all that great stuff. They've got products for everything you need in the men's styling category. So get some Everyman Jack right now. If you go to everymanjack.com/discount/netters, that's NETTERS, you get 25% off. And if you go to Amazon, you can use promo code 20 FRIBEERS.
Taking a break to talk about our partners at Bauer Hockey and specifically maybe the greatest thing that has ever happened to me as a hockey
game
player.
Changer.
The Bauer Advantage. You heard that right.
Sick name, by the way.
Sick name. The Bauer Advantage is their in-home skate sharpener. And folks, listen to me loud and clear. This is truly the most incredible gift that has ever happened to me because especially once you're a beer league clown like the two of us, Getting your skate sharpened is not as easy as it sounds.
I know.
We live in LA. It's hard to get to the rink when the pro shop is open to get your skate sharpened. It's always something that's an afterthought. You're not playing every day. You don't have someone sharpening skates right in the locker room like we used to. So it becomes a task. The Bauer Advantage is a top of the line, unbelievable skate sharpener right in your home. It's genuinely the most impressive skate sharpening you could ever imagine. I figured, here's this in-home sharpener. It's going to get the job done. It's kind of going to be like the slick stick.
I was going to say, because I had the stick too,
right?
Because you're going months without getting a skate
Oh my
sharpened.
God.
That's my favorite part. It's fast, consistent, and accurate. I'm a 5/8 guy. I think I've kind of converted you to a 5/8 guy too. You can be a half-inch guy. It doesn't matter. This thing has all the wheels. Whatever sharpening you want, you are getting pro shop quality with this, like that.
It's unbelievable. And also goalies, I know often you think you're an afterthought. Not with the Advantage. They've got you covered too. They've got settings for goalie sharpening as well. This thing's unbelievable. You can carry it around. It's convenient. You can pack it up. You can bring it to the rink with you. You can bring it to hotels if you've got a trip. You're not sure when you're going to be able to get your wheels sharpened, but it's truly the most convenient and unbelievable thing in the world. It even has a touchscreen.
Dude, it's so easy to use. There's a touchscreen right on it. And if you can't figure it out, there are videos. There's interactive YouTube videos that are step-by-step guides to troubleshoot any issue you're having. It's simple.
It's truly become the greatest thing that has ever happened to us as people who are still playing hockey later in life. You never know when you're going to be able to get your wheels sharpened, and the Advantage makes you able to do it in your home whenever you want. It's easy, it's fast, and it's so much better than the competition. You don't have to replace the wheels as often as some of these other machines. It's fast and easy. It has 4 motors, so this thing absolutely cooks. It gives you a top-of-the-line quality sharpening. And it's just got those built-in modes for players and goalies. If you want to set it using the Wi-Fi and using the touchscreen to your own specifications, absolutely. But it's got those easy ones right there for you if you don't want to get too in the weeds with all the complications. Boom, player mode, goalie mode. It's automated. It's unbelievable. It's easy to store. It's easy to use. The Bauer Advantage is just the biggest game changer when it comes to skate sharpening I could have ever imagined, and I am just so happy I have it.
All right, Dan, the NHL Network did their top 100 again this summer. We did it with them last summer or simultaneously, and I would never wish that upon my worst enemy.
So
I would never do it again.
I hated it so much. I know a lot of people wanted us to do it, but we couldn't.
And maybe I will do it again next summer now.
Yeah, we just take one break.
God, it's a lot, and people get mad. I wanted to read you the top 20.
Okay.
In reverse order.
Okay.
Number 20, Jack Hughes. Number 19, Miro. Number 18, Yossi. 17, Eichel. 16, Point. 15, Panarin. 14, Pasta. 13, Moose. 12, Hedman. 11, Sid. 10, Quinn. 9, Matthew Tkachuk. 8, Sasha. 7, Cooch. 6, Shesty. 5, Leon. 4, Kale. 3, Matthews. 2, Nate Dogg. 1, Connor. Before I say anything.
Okay.
What? We have not discussed this.
Yeah.
Did any one of those stand out to you as, oh, wow?
I love this list. I think that there are some that Eichel is a top 20 player in the league. And I love when lists like this come out because I think there's a lot of people who see his injuries and maybe his numbers not being as high as a Cooch or something like that. And they're like, why is Eichel on here? And I'm like, you clearly don't watch Jack Eichel play because Jack Eichel is elite. So I love that. Really, really happy to see how high Hedman is.
Yes.
Like Hedman top 15. I'm not sure. Well, I don't know what he was last year, but I think there's some fucking spect put on his name, and I really like that. I feel the same way about Yossi. I like that Yos is in here. The one thing I will say here, I think Shesty's too high.
Okay.
I think Shesty being over Barkov, Cooch, and Matthew Tkachuk, I just think is like very wrong. But he's in this list, no doubt. Cale Makar is better than someone in that top 3. And I, honest to God, might say he might be better than literally all of them.
It's possible.
I'm not going to say this person's name because I'm going to let him come on this podcast and say this take if he wants, because I'm not going to put words in his mouth.
Yep.
But a very prominent defenseman in the NHL has said before, I have a hot take for your podcast. Cale Makar is the best player in the NHL.
Yep.
And I'm not saying I necessarily agree, but I'm saying that there's a lot of weight to that statement. It holds a lot of water.
Yep.
We'll call it a water tank, if you will, because it holds a lot of water. And I just think people love to go, yeah, Connor, Nate, and Austin. Frankly, I'm surprised Leon's not in there, but they're like, Connor, Nate, and Austin. They're the best. And then they go, and then Kale. And I'm like, dude, Kale is so fucking good, it's stupid. So that it would be the one thing that stands out to me most. But at the end of the day, I think that they did a great job. NHL Network, top 20.
Dude, I'm trying to find the one from last year.
Well, even the one from this year. Why don't you read me like 30 to 20 and let's be like, ooh, should they be in the top 20?
Okay. The one from last year, Sorokin was 21. I swear Vasi was above him.
I think Vasi is still the best goalie in the league.
But my point is, dude,
find it from this year and give me 21 to 30.
Okay. Wow. My point is this year, I'm so shocked at that Shesty at 6.
Yeah, you're gonna motherfuck Shesty right now.
Yes,
huh?
because he
was pretty goddamn good in the playoffs.
There's just no way that he was awesome in the playoffs, and I think that actually maybe saved it for him. But I think they had the highest goalie last year in like the teens, maybe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just don't know that there is a goalie in the league right now that is
a top
10 player. And in fact, to be one, you have to be like
unconscious.
I win the Vezina. I'm a lock for the Vezina. I'm probably going to win 3 Vezinas in a row. I'm going to carry you to the finals myself, which Shesty nearly did, but
I don't think nearly.
And
I think they had, whatever. He's fantastic, but I'm with you.
Just 6. I was like, what do you think?
Hey,
like,
I'm with you.
That was crazy, dude.
All right,
here's 30.
Yeah.
30, JT Miller. 29, Willie Nylander. 28, Elias Pettersson. 27, Adam Fox. 26, Charlie McAvoy.
Come on. Been saying that for years.
25, Kirill Kaprizov. 24, Vasi. Like, Vasi's 24, Shesty's 6.
Yeah. I mean, last year, I get it.
23, Jason Robertson. 22, Connor Hellebuck. Your Vezina winning goalie who was unconscious all year, except in the playoffs. 21, Goose. Sick.
Yeah, see, I think they nailed it.
I like the 20. Yeah. I have an issue with the 20, the order of the 20.
Yeah, but not that big of an issue. Like, they nailed it. These guys are great.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're right. Point. Yeah. It's good. Point. A lot of love for Point, but he's a good player.
Yeah.
Shesty at 6 is fucking nuts.
So Sundays I do hockey talk.
Yep.
It's great. It's one of the best things about my Sunday. Doing some hockey talk while golfing yesterday. That was kind of fun. I wanted to kick some hockey talk into the episode.
Sick.
So for those who don't know, who listen to the podcast, if you guys don't follow us on Instagram, pop on Instagram, throw us a follow. And on Sundays, I do hockey talk where I open the field to a bunch of questions, answer as many as I can. And there are such good questions from all of you, so I wanted to toss one here. We got a question that said, going to do some traveling this year, want to go see some NHL games. Give me your top 5 cities to watch a game in. And I love that question so much. And I've done things, people say, like, what are your top 3 barns in the league?
Yeah,
stuff like
right.
that. And I'll pop that on the IG. This, to me, was such a good question that I was like, ooh, I want to talk about this on the pod.
It's already tricky because there's a weight to the question. And I don't know what you are going to weigh it on. Like, are we talking, is barn a part of it? Are we talking hockey city specifically?
Let's go like this, because what we could get in the weeds here.
Yeah.
We could talk what are the best, like if you're a player, top 5 cities to play in.
Yeah, no, and it's not that.
And we shouldn't do that, because I do think that's weirdly going to be very different.
I think this is literally, the way I want to answer this question is if you're like, hey, what's up? I'm from fucking Iowa, and I like hockey. And I want to go on a domestic vacation.
Yeah, let's do that.
Where should I go? Where I can also just happen to catch a game while I'm there.
Let's do that.
I think that might make it more boring, unfortunately, though.
No, it's the opposite of boring. It's literally fun.
True.
This is a fun ranking.
Yep. But for example, I think my list at least is going to be dominated by the major cities in this country because I'm like, Yeah, you get a week in New York, and you happen to catch a Rangers game, but like a week in New York is so.
Oh, see, no. All right, good point. There's no fucking planet where New York is on my list here,
and it should be one on anyone's list. If I'm like, you get one domestic vacation this year, what's the best city you can go to? Like
we're doing this based in a hockey sense.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. I don't know what that means.
You have to eliminate the city of New York because New York fans are going to fucking scream at me, but you're fucking wrong. The city of New York does not come into play in a New York Rangers game other than the lunatics inside that stadium. So we're talking you're going to this city for a day and you want to be immersed in a hockey experience at the game.
Okay.
So New York City does not, like, this is not you're doing a domestic vacation. You get 3 days. That does not count.
Okay.
This is three places to visit. So it's going to be, what is the experience like in the city, around the stadium, while you're in the game? What's the hockey vibe? What are the fans like? That's what we're doing.
Yep. Okay.
And you get that like night, I suppose.
For sure. Okay. I got 2 so far.
I think there's 2 right off the bat. And this might be, to
3.
contradict myself,
3 so far.
I think this might be boring, but I think I got 2 right off the bat that you just cannot argue with.
4 so far. Okay, yeah.
Toronto, Montreal.
Montreal for sure. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, like,
you're right.
If you're like a new hockey fan, maybe you don't have a home team, and you're like, I just want to experience NHL hockey.
Yeah.
Top 5 cities. Are you crazy?
And we got to, and like Edmonton isn't in it because you're getting the same exact fan reaction.
Yes.
But
I would never
to do is not as cool.
I would never tell you to go to Edmonton.
Right. Like Toronto, Montreal.
I would never do that to someone.
Okay.
I had a great time in Edmonton.
Hell yeah, I did. That's what I'm saying.
Honestly, it's just flying in there's tough.
Yeah.
That's why I wouldn't say to do it. That's it.
Dark.
But also Pearson fucking blows.
Yeah, true. Air Canada. Fuck Air Canada, dude. Don't fly. They're all out, dude.
No Canadian teams. Canadian hockey is not Canadian.
Yep.
Fuck no. Toronto and Montreal got to be on here. And then I'm gonna kick it, dude. I'm gonna kick it to, again.
There's 2 other locks.
You're right. This can't be a like, well, this city is sick. It's got to be the environment in and around the arena. I'm going Nashville.
Yes, 100%.
Right?
100%. It's a lot.
Like we say it a lot. Bridgestone is fucking sick.
It's right there, dude.
It's literally on Broadway.
And I would say the same thing about a football fan asking about where to go. I would say the same thing about the Titans. Those are their 2 sports there. They go fucking crazy.
But Bridgestone is on Broadway, dude. Like you are on Broadway. Like your pregame drinks, like you're in Boston. You're going to Greatest Bar. You're in and around that area in the North End. You pop into the Garden. That's electric.
Mm-hmm.
Dude. In Nashville, you are at Honky Tonk, bro. Yeah. You're at Aldean's. You are on Broadway, going to those Broadway bars, kicking up your cowboy boots, giving a little yee-haw, and then you're going into Bridgestone. Give me a break.
Yeah, you become a whole new person.
There's live music outside, live country music ripping before you walk in the doors of Bridgestone.
Oh, man.
Gotta be Bridgestone.
Yep. There's one more lock, I think, and then, God, I'm in such a battle for the 5th spot. Did they say 5 or did they just say top?
We're doing 5.
Yeah, because then it's going to be a battle for the 5th spot. Actually, maybe my lock you might fight me on, because they are way more of a sports city now than they were when it started. Yeah, you know what I'm going to say?
Maybe
Vegas.
Yeah,
because they do love the Knights are their favorite team.
Well, yes,
of the Raiders and the soon-to-be A's. So it's like it's not New York, and then I'm just saying go to Vegas because it's Vegas and it's fun. Like, they love Knights games.
Vegas is officially a hockey town.
Yeah,
I don't even think that's debatable as far as like sports. Like they are a hockey town. There's Vegas Golden Knights jerseys everywhere.
And T-Mobile is on the Strip. And you are it's the same way that Bridgestone's on Broadway.
No, Bridgestone is literally on Broadway, dude. Like Vegas is a bit off strip, but T-Mobile's a bit off strip, but it's still right there. Yep. It's walkable.
Yep. And there's those sick bars like right in that run up to like all those spots on the way walking into T-Mobile, and then obviously like the spectacle of the game is insane. And then after you get to walk out and be like, should we go become billionaires at the Wynn? And I'm like,
but I think we have to eliminate that.
Well.
I think we do. That's not fair.
But because then you got to eliminate Broadway. No one on Broadway after the game is like, go Preds. Like you're just on Broadway.
But being at Broadway bars before Preds games is a thing. All those bars don't interrupt me. They do specific Preds pregame stuff at those bars, so we can count that.
Yeah, before the game.
Yes.
After the game, you're saying Broadway. I have to eliminate Broadway counting.
Well, no, because they're still doing Pred stuff.
No,
There's like
they are not.
in the playoffs. You're telling me that those bars, if they're winning playoff
they
games,
didn't say playoffs. They never said playoffs.
I can't bring playoffs.
They never said playoffs.
But I still think they're celebrating Preds wins at these bars. You don't think that these bars are accounting on a Friday night, Thursday night game, the Preds win? You don't think they're going, this is amazing. We're going to get Preds fans crowds here to fill up the bars.
I bet there's...
Run up the tabs.
I bet there's like a flag flying, a Kerr flag up. That's like...
I know there is.
But dude, not at the big ones. And certainly there's not Knights flags at the casino bars.
That's why I'm saying that we can't count those, but there are Preds flags.
Bars right outside T-Mobile, which are sick, which are going crazy for the Knights.
Yes, they are.
So I still think Vegas
and that's what I'm
is
saying. Like if we're eliminating New York City, we can't
count the casino.
We can't count the casino.
But I still think Vegas
that's unfair to New York.
My fifth is down to 2 teams. And I'm talking like just right around the rink. Chaos.
Yep.
Tampa.
I want Tampa. I love hat tricks. I love Amelie. Worst airport I've ever been to in my fucking life.
Dude, you might have had a bad experience. I've heard some people say it was good.
Tampa, the airport, is just a nightmare.
I've been there twice. Pretty bad both times.
But Tampa's fun, but it is still like, Tampa and the Cats, if you're a player, top 5 cities to play in.
Yeah.
Those are probably on my list because you're just in Florida. But I'm not, as far as you want to experience NHL hockey.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm sending you to Amelie.
God.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Amelie is a fucking gas time. But I just don't think it's like the one that I'm going to be like, teach an alien about hockey.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to send them to Florida.
And Detroit.
Love that.
Right around it. I'm not saying everywhere. I'm just saying they get hyped as fuck.
I love it.
Right. Like remember that bar we went to after the 2-story fucking thing?
An LCA is sick.
Yeah.
I mean, are we being biased? I think Boston's a pretty good time.
Boston's great, but it's it's New York-y to me. Where it's they're not going crazy for the bees.
I just think in the North End, there's so
yeah.
many bars right across the street from the Garden that are known for people in Boston go, we're going to the Bees game. See you at the bars first. I do think that area of the North End cooks during Bees games.
Me too.
Games.
What about Blue Jackets? Columbus is fun, but I just think they get too hyped for the Buckeyes.
Yeah.
But there are a ton of bars. It's their only team. They go crazy.
Damn, this is tough, dude.
A little bit quieter, though.
Canucks is pretty good.
Yeah, and you know where I've never been is Dallas. I've never been to Dallas.
Yeah.
Maybe that's sick. But I could see them getting caught up in other shit, too, though. Mavs
you know
games,
what? After all the shit I talked, I'll give you Vegas because I do think that they're a hockey time.
Vegas is it.
After all the shit I talked, let's just be real. It might be the Rangers.
Chicago. I love Chicago.
You know what, dude? I'm fucking out on Chicago.
Stop, dude.
It's so overhyped. Chicago's fine.
Chicago's awesome. Chicago's
so fine. Chicago in the summer. It's typical, dude. It's too cold to live there. Let's be real. No, let's be real. I'm gonna give love. We are kind of denying it. I'm gonna give love to Edmonton. I'm gonna give love to New York. They are just Edmonton. That building is a spaceship, and it's literally all the people in Edmonton care about.
It's so sick.
Like if you what I just said. Let's be honest. I'm gonna check myself. What I just said. You want to teach an alien about hockey? If you plopped a person who's never been to a hockey game in the middle of the shit in Edmonton, and go and went, here's a regular season game, people would be like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
And that's pretty legit.
God.
And MSG, say what you want about the building, good or bad, which I have. I do think they get up. I think Rangers fans get up for those games, and there's cool spots around.
Me too.
So I'll toss some love to New York and Edmonton for that last spot. They can duke it out. But I mean,
good options.
Those are good options. Those are good options. All right, that's going to be it for us today at the Empty Netters podcast. Also, possibly it for us in this makeshift studio.
Maybe.
So
we'll see.
Hope you got a nice little look into this casual life. But we're going to be back in a new studio very, very soon. We've got some unbelievable guests coming up for you. And tomorrow, big puck drop, barring any postpones.
Yeah, Jesus.
Also, by the way,
safe.
just saw Jim Montgomery said Swayman might start tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah. So by the way, this episode will be out Wednesday, guys. So we'll have seen if he started or not.
Christ.
But that's just fucking electric. It's juicy.
He just wants the Panthers, dude. He wants a taste of them.
Juicy action. So that's it for us. We will see you next time, and we'll have a ton of games in the regular season to talk about. And until we see you then, skate hard.